Well, it was good while it lasted, but the free lunch is over. Starlink is no longer offering free equipment with new residential orders like they've been doing for the past several months. In fact, the box you see behind me was sent to me for free by Starlink just by simply signing up to the residential 100 megabits per second plan. I did a whole, unboxing and review of that standard 4 kit. That was completely free. And I was under the impression that free equipment was going to be the way of the future for Starlink, but that is simply not the case. Starlink has updated their website, and new customers ordering will now see a $10 per month rental fee for all residential service plans. And essentially this represents another price increase for Starlink. It does apply to new customers only, but when you include that rental fee into the equation, prices have gone up quite a bit recently. The Starlink residential service plans start at $55 per month for residential 100 megabits per second, and then it goes up to $85 per month for residential 200 megabits per second. Residential Max is the top tier residential plan, and that will cost you $130 per month. But with this new $10 rental fee that you'll have to pay every month for the entire time that you have Starlink service, that essentially means that you can add $10 per month to the price of every Starlink service plan. But that's not the only damage that has been done. Starlink is also ending the free Mini for travel promotion that they've had on the Starlink Residential Max service plan for several months. So before now, one of the perks of buying into Starlink's top tier Residential Max service plan were the perks that it provided. Not only did you get a free mesh router included with your order if you wanted it, you could also get a free Starlink Mini, like the one you see behind me. It was a free rental basically. So all you had to do was maintain the $10 per month standby mode plan in order to keep it, but you could use it with roam service plans that you got for 50% off. All you really had to do is maintain at least that $10 per month subscription, and it was yours to keep. Starlink is doing away with that, and that is no longer a perk for signing up to Starlink Residential Max. You still get the free router mini mesh router if you opt into that, but you will no longer have the option to get a mini kit sent to you for free, meaning that the only way now to get a mini kit is to buy one outright and then activate it on your own subscription. So now we get to the big question of this whole matter is, if they're going to be charging new customers $10 per month to rent residential home equipment, what about those of us that got the free kit sent to us? Will we have to start paying that $10 per month rental fee? The answer isn't very clear on the Starlink website. Now I will say it is confirmed that if you got a free mini rental with your Residential Max subscription, you'll be able to keep that and not pay for it extra. That is a perk. You'll have to maintain that standby mode subscription obviously, or buy it outright, but you'll be able to keep that. They're not gonna make you send it back or anything. But as far as the residential equipment that you might have for free, or at least that was the offer when you signed up, I think they're gonna grandfather everybody in. So what I did was I searched the Help Center articles and I didn't find anything that said that you'll have to start paying this $10 per month fee. And then I also checked my email. Anytime Starlink makes changes like this, whether it's price increases or changes to your terms of service or agreement, they have to send you an email notice. And I haven't gotten that. So I got this kit for free, the one behind me. So if there was going to be a $10 per month rental fee that I would have to start paying, Starlink is required to email you in advance, at least a month in advance, to let you know that that charge will be coming. I also got onto my Starlink account and looked at the billing details, and I previewed my next month's invoice. And at least for my account, I'm still showing $0 per month for my hardware rental for my free equipment. So at least in the short term, it doesn't look like I'll have to start paying that $10 per month rental fee. It looks like I am grandfathered in. If this changes after I post this video, check the comments below. I'll put a pinned comment with any further information or updates that I get regarding existing customers with free rental equipment. Now, as far as my thoughts on this, it's definitely a step in the wrong direction, just in my opinion. I think everybody was under the impression that Starlink was working to reduce those upfront costs for getting Starlink. The prices of Starlink kits has gone down dramatically in the last couple of years. When I first bought Starlink, it was like $600 to buy a kit, and the retail price of those kits have just gone down and down and down. This is the point now where you can buy the current generation of standard kit for $349, and you could buy the mini kit for $249. Those are less than about half of what the original price of those kits were. But the real game changer recently was when Starlink started offering rental equipment for free, so that reduced basically the upfront cost of ordering Starlink down to almost nothing. All you paid was $20, which was the shipping charge, and that's it. All you had to worry about in the future was just your monthly service price. So it was all pretty transparent. It was all pretty clear on the Starlink order page, but this $10 rental fee now just adds complexity to that and adds cost, pretty significant cost over time. Now, whether or not it's better to buy it outright or pay the rental fee, it's kind of a wash really. So if you do the math on it, the MSRP of a standard kit is $349. If you divide that by the $10 rental fee, that works out to around 3 years or so before you actually break even with that rental fee versus paying it outright. So in other words, if you look at the short term from 0 to 3 years, renting the kit at $10 per month saves you the most money. But after that 3-year period where the rental fees start to add up to more than what it would have cost you to buy the kit outright, then buying would make sense longer term. One area where the rental option has an advantage is in hardware upgrades. If you ever want to upgrade to a newer version of Starlink in the future, it's going to be pretty easy to do that and pretty low cost as well. So for example, let's say you accept the rental kit now. You go out and order yourself a Starlink kit, they send you the current version, and you're just going to pay $10 per month in rental fees for it. Let's say Starlink releases this brand new awesome equipment 2 years from now. The process of upgrading is going to be pretty simple. You just cancel your Starlink subscription, you send your rental kit back, there's no fees or anything else associated with that, and then you just order again. Let's assume that Starlink maintains that $10 per month rental fee rate 2 years from now, so you can get the latest equipment at no real additional upfront cost. You'll just have to continue paying that $10 per month fee. The timing of this change is pretty interesting as well. This week is the SpaceX IPO. And for the past several months, Starlink has been working really hard to increase their subscriber count, to increase the number of active Starlink customers that are paying for subscriptions. So in the months leading up to now, we have seen Starlink offer free equipment, offer those free perks like the Starlink Mini Travel Kit and the Router Mini, and do some other hardware and other pricing promotions, including introducing lower cost residential plans, starting, or at least at the previous price of just $50 per month for residential 100. It seems pretty obvious now that that was all in preparation for this IPO, trying to make Starlink as profitable as possible and as appealing as possible for potential investors. Now that we are at the week of the IPO, that really matters a little bit less. So what they're going to do is start making up for their losses. It does cost them money to give people free equipment and free perks, and now it looks like they are going to recoup some of those through things like this additional $10 per month rental fee. Of course, I could be completely wrong there. Another theory that I've thought about is maybe Starlink has been growing so fast recently due to their recent promotions, such as the free rental equipment, that they've had to kind of put the brakes on it a little bit. And there's a little bit of evidence to back this up as well. The latest Ookla.com speed test report for Starlink satellite internet shows that Starlink average performance in the US actually dipped a little bit from Q4 2025 to Q1 2026. And during that period of time was right around when Starlink started doing all these promotions and growing their customer base really rapidly. So maybe this is an attempt by Starlink to pump the brakes a little bit on the growth until they get Starship up and running and their V3 satellites starting to be deployed. Maybe they're running a little bit out of network capacity and feeling a little bit of pressure there to maintain average performance levels. And by increasing costs for new customers, they kind of help limit the amount of signups that are happening. Of course, both of those theories are just my own speculation and opinion, but I'd love to know what you think about this new change. Starlink is adding a $10 per month rental fee for new customers and also getting rid of that free Starlink Mini for travel for residential Max subscribers. What do you think about these changes? Does it make sense for Starlink, whether it be for the IPO or for limiting growth? Or is this a step in the wrong direction? Let me know. I'll chat with you down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If this update was helpful, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the DissyCheck channel, and I'll see you in the next video.